Happening right now, thousands of LCBO workers have officially begun their first strike in their history after talks broke down with the province before the midnight deadline. Our Caryn Ceolin is joining us live in Whitby this morning with more from workers on the picket line as well as some union members. Caryn, go ahead.
Good morning, Tammy. You know, the failure to reach an agreement before a strike deadline is unprecedented. On previous occasions, including 4 times over the last 20 or so years, LCBO workers have voted for a strike but have consistently reached an 11th hour agreement without any job action. That, of course, wasn't the case yesterday when the union said hours before the midnight deadline, talks had broken down and roughly 10,000 LCBO workers would be striking for the very first time. Now, I am at the warehouse in Durham. I'm joined by warehouse worker Peter. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us, why are you out here today?
Job security, wages.
We know that the Ford government's plan to expand the privatization of alcohol sales in corner stores and convenience stores, grocery stores, that was a main sticking point at the bargaining table, and that the union is looking for more job security. What does that look like to members? What sort of assurances are you looking for from the government?
To keep everything public, keep everything together for us, right? That's all, really.
Underscore for us, you know, why LCBO workers and the union believe it is so important to keep alcohol sales in public hands.
Because it's ours. We got childcare, we got education. You know, like the list goes on.
Do you worry perhaps at all that the job action might be counterproductive by forcing, you know, members of the public to seek alternatives and possibly stick with them?
No, this is what you get, right? This is ours, right? Everything stays public, it's ours. And hopefully it works out.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it this morning. So, Tammy, we know from union representatives that a key point of contention in these talks was the Doug Ford government's plan to start expanding the privatization of alcohol sales starting in September. LCBO workers and the union, they have argued that is a move that could put their jobs as well as LCBO profits at risk. Many of the workers here on the picket line today are holding signs that say things like, "We fund health care, we fund education, we fund schools." That's the point they're trying to make, that LCBO profits help fund public services, and by expanding the privatization of alcohol sales, that puts those profits at risk, and those profits, of course, then do not go back into the public sector. Doug Ford's government, for his part, in response to the LCBO strike, they say they're actually more committed now than ever to continue the liberalization of alcohol sales, and they are not backing down. So in light of this strike, all LCBO stores are now closed for a period of 2 weeks, unless, of course, the two sides come together at some point during that 2-week period, and there are developments at the bargaining table. But for now, no new talks are planned. And if this strike ends up dragging out longer than 14 days, the LCBO says 30 of its stores will begin to reopen for in-store shopping again on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays during limited hours. But for now, your local LCBO store is closed.
All right, and we will see if there are any developments at the bargaining table. If they do come back, you can follow along on citynews.ca. Caryn, thank you so much for that.